Welcome everyone to Belinda's Country Living from wherever you are watching from. Today I am making meatloaf, but it's a little different today. I already did a video months ago on how to make meatloaf, but I am going to make mini loaf meatloaf. Boy, that's a mouthful. But what I want to do is freeze 2 or 3 of the mini loaves, and that way all I have to do is pull them out of the freezer, pop them in the oven for a quick night dinner. So let's get started. What you are going to need is 2 pounds of ground beef, and I'm using 80% lean. I like the 80% because I like the grease. That's what makes, to me, meatloaf yummy. You're going to need 2 pounds of hamburger or ground beef. You're going to need 3/4 cup of Italian breadcrumbs. Now, don't let all these ingredients intimidate you. This is a very simple recipe. It's all going to go into one large bowl. So, let's go ahead and dump that in there. You're going to need 2 eggs. Now, I'm going to whisk these eggs up so they'll incorporate in the ground beef. It's just how I do it. If you don't want to, just dump it in there, but I think it does help it to incorporate into all of them. The ground beef, let's get that out of there. Okay. You're going to need 1 small onion, and I've already got all this chopped up. 1 small onion and 1 small green pepper. Let's just dump that in there. And this is so good. And if you're living alone or you're cooking for just 2, you know, these mini loaf, meatloaf, that is a mouthful. You know, you could freeze that and you've got dinner just for yourself or for 2. You're also going to need 1 cup of milk of your choice. You're going to need just a little bit of salt. And if you're watching your sodium intake, omit that. Now I'm using garlic, pepper, seasoning. It's just what I like. You don't have to put this in here, and I'm not measuring. I'm just sprinkling that in there. You're going to need about a teaspoon of Worcestershire. Boy, that's a mouthful too. As one of my subscribers mentioned a while back, I believe she said her grandpa called it, "Where's your sister sauce?" So that's good for me too. So yeah, just sprinkle that in there. You're going to need about 1/4 cup of ketchup, but I'm not going to measure this. I'm just going to squirt some in there. And then I also use 1 packet of McCormick meatloaf seasoning. Now I know some of you are going to say, why did I add extra seasoning? Because that's what I do. Now, if you don't want to add that other garlic pepper seasoning, just omit it. You know, we make meatloaf different ways. So now what we're going to do is we're going to mix this up. And yes, I'm going to use my hands. They are clean. We're going to just give this a good mix. Don't overwork it, or your meatloaf will come out tough. You just want to mix it enough to incorporate it. And that milk, the breadcrumbs, Italian breadcrumbs, it's going to be good. Just like that. Oh yeah. Now to this, I'm going to add just about, I've got 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Now I'm going to use half of that, and I'm going to mix this in. And I'm going to save the other half for the topping. This just really gives it good. And what I like about meatloaf, it's twice as good the next day to make meatloaf sandwiches. Or be sure that you got your oven preheated to 350 degrees. Now with the mini meatloaf, it's not going to take long to cook. My guess, about maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and it'll be done. Yeah, these are so good for meatloaf sandwiches. That's my oven going off. Okay, so now we got that all mixed up. Now we're just going to form. You want a baking sheet lined with parchment paper, and we're just going to form our mini meatloaf. And these are good just for individuals. If you have a loaf pan, that miniature loaf pan, these would be perfect to go in there. And just form them to little bitty loaves, just like that. I'm hoping to get 6 out of this, maybe more. Okay, just like that. But for individual, just put it on your plate, and they have their own little meatloaf. Just like that. The parchment paper is great for easy cleanup. No one likes something hard to clean up after the mess, because this can get pretty messy. So far I've got 4. I might get 7 out of this. Oh yeah. And boy, does it smell good. I don't know about you all, but I love garlic. And garlic's good for you. And I'll give you another tip too. If you go and buy garlic gel capsules, and if you got any furry friends, give them a garlic capsule every day, and it will keep the fleas away. Now that's not going to work in a day, but you got to keep them on it. Look at that, man. 5 so far. Oh yeah, these are so good. I love Meatloaf. Hope y'all are having a wonderful day today. And there's another one. And we're going to get 7 out of this. This one's going to be a little bit smaller, but that's okay. You could even put these in a muffin pan. Make little muffins shaped meatloaf. So this is a little one here. Just like that. Let me wash my hands. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to put some ketchup in this bowl. Yes, it's what I've already used. And I like to make a lot of sauce because the next day when I heat the meatloaf up, I like to add to it leftover. You want to add just a little bit of mustard. And you're going to add the rest of the brown sugar. And let's mix this up. This is what I call a sweet and sour sauce. It's really good, y'all. I have a real bad sinus infection. So sorry about the cough. Now I'm going to taste this to see if it's sweet enough or if I need to add anything else. No, that's perfect. That is perfect. I need to get my brush. And I'm just going to lightly brush the top of these mini loaf with the sauce. Oh yeah. Boy, I can't wait for these to get done. Lightly brush that on there, y'all. Like I said, these are also great for individuals that live alone. Make you enough of them, put them in your freezer. Just like that. Now these are going to go in the oven, 350 degrees. And I'm going to check them at 30 minutes. And then I will get back with you. Okay, we are back. It has been exactly 30 minutes for the mini meatloaf. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to baste the top of the loaves with my sauce. I'm going to baste each and every one of them. Oh my. It just smells so good. The house smells wonderful. You could see the onions have come to the top. Oh my goodness. I'm basting all of them. And now what I'm going to do, and I'm going to bake this for 10 more minutes. And then I'll get back with you. Okay, we are back, and the mini meatloaves are done. It took exactly 45 minutes. I baked them for 30 minutes. Then I basted the top of them with the ketchup and brown sugar sauce. Then I put them back in the oven for another 15 minutes. And oh, they smell so good. So I'm going to bend you down here and show you how delicious looking these look. And folks, there you have it. If I can get you adjusted here, there you have it. So let me plate one of these up. They're still hot. I'm going to hold on to this pan. See how easy that comes off when you use parchment paper? Look at that. Doesn't get any better than that. Now, like I said, if you're feeding a hungry crowd like I am, my grandkids, I could put one of these on their plate and they would have no problem devouring that right up. So let me move the pan out of the way. And I am going to freeze a couple of these. And that way I can just pull them out of the freezer, heat them up, add a little bit of the sauce to the top of them. And we got a quick meal. Okay, let me switch it back up here. Wow, I'm telling you, this is absolutely, looks so good and smells good. So I'm having a trouble with this stick here. But anyway, let's get into it. And look at how moist that is. Wow. Of course, I know this is going to be good, y'all, but I'm going to take a bite of it. Oh, and just that garlic and the seasoning that is put in this and the extra seasoning. The only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add for garnishment, for garnishing the top, with some parsley flakes. It just makes it look all so pretty. Oh my goodness, this is so good. And with this, I'm just taking a few bites. I'm going to have, it's hot. I'm going to have some green beans and some garlic mashed potatoes. And I'm going to do a video on the garlic mashed potatoes here in a few days. So, I hope y'all enjoyed this recipe. Give it a try. Individual mini meatloaf loaf. Until the next time, and don't forget, please give me that thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. And be sure to subscribe and share my videos. This is what makes the channel grow. I'm new to all this. I'm still learning, and I have a long journey. But I want to take all of you with me on my journey. So I hope you all have a wonderful and blessed day. And remember to always be kind in your words.